The phone call that shattered Catherine Reed's afternoon came from her neighbor, Mrs. Henley, and the words left her cold.
Catherine, I thought you should know. Your wedding dress is in the consignment shop window on Prince Street. Sandra's been there? That can't be. Sandra told me she was taking it to the cleaners. She lied to my face.
By late afternoon, she was standing on a Soho sidewalk, staring through glass at the dress she'd worn on her wedding day in 1971.
There it is. My dress. And my daughter put it there for a few $100s.
Inside the shop, the owner confirmed the dress had been brought in by a woman matching Sandra's description for a quick sale.
Would you hold the dress for me? I need to make a call.
She stepped outside and dialed Sandra's number, her hands steady despite the tremor in her chest.
Mom, I told you that dress is worthless vintage. It was taking up space, so I did you a favor.
You told me you were taking it to be cleaned. You lied, Sandra. How could you do this?
The owner led her to the back workroom, where Mr. Anthony, the tailor, was frowning at the torn lining.
Signora, I am so sorry. I found something sewn inside the satin and stopped immediately.
He handed her a folded silk envelope, creased from over 50 years, hidden in the dress.
Thomas's handwriting. What did you hide from me, my love?
The slip read, Manhattan Federal Bank, the 12th of April, 1971. Below it, a brass key and a hand-drawn map.
A key I've never seen. A map I don't recognize. Why hide this?
Is everything all right, Signora? I did not open it.
It's something my husband left. Thank you for returning it.
She thanked him again and walked out, clutching the envelope to her chest.
Whatever Thomas wanted her to know, she would find it.
Catherine took a taxi to the address, but the old Manhattan Federal Bank was now an insurance office.
The bank is gone. How can she access whatever Thomas hid all those years ago?
Defeated, she sat on a park bench, the hand-drawn map unfolding in her lap.
The lines lead to Brooklyn. Thomas drew this for a reason. He wanted her to follow.
She called the one person she could trust, her granddaughter, Emma.
Grandma? Is everything all right? You sound worried.
Emma, your mother sold my dress. The tailor found a key and map hidden in the lining.
A key and a map. From Grandpa? What does it lead to?
I don't know, but the bank is closed. I need your help researching.
I'll leave work now. We'll figure this out together. I promise.
Within half an hour, Emma was at Catherine's kitchen table, laptop open. As Catherine laid out the discovery,
Grandma, I still can't believe Mom did this. You must be so hurt.
She called it worthless vintage, Emma. But your grandfather left me a message hidden in the lining.
Emma typed quickly, searching for records of the old bank's holdings, while Catherine watched with anxious hope.
Manhattan Federal's safe deposit boxes were moved to a central archive in Brooklyn. That must be where it is.
Thomas planned even this. The map pointed to Brooklyn all along.
Catherine retrieved a worn photo album and opened to their wedding picture, young and full of promise.
He was always protecting me, even when I didn't know it. This was his last secret.
We'll go to the archive first thing tomorrow. Whatever Grandpa left, we'll face it together.
She prayed the box held answers, not more betrayal. Please, Thomas, guide us.
The next morning, Catherine and Emma stood before the Brooklyn Archive, a dull institutional building that smelled of old paper.
Every minute in this line felt like a year. She just wanted answers.
The clerk requested proof of her marriage to Thomas and his death certificate.
Here is my marriage license and his death certificate. I am Catherine Reed, his widow.
The clerk examined each paper with suspicion, as if searching for a reason to refuse. The clerk hesitated, noting the account had been dormant for decades, and asked if she indeed had the key.
This key was hidden in my wedding dress for 53 years. I've come a long way.
After a long silence, the clerk stamped a form and disappeared, returning with a steel safe deposit box.
We did it, Grandma. Whatever's in there, we'll face it.
Please let this be the end of the search. No more locked doors.
Catherine's thumb traced the brass key, and for a heartbeat, she felt Thomas beside her.
Emma, Thomas never did anything without purpose. This box holds his final plan for us.
She fit the key into the lock and turned. The lid lifted with a soft creak. Inside lay rolled blueprints, a yellow deed, and rental management contracts. Catherine unrolled the top plan, a grand Park Avenue brownstone, purchased in 1972. The deed read, Joint owners, Catherine Reed and Thomas Reed, dated the 15th of April, 1972.
A brownstone? Thomas bought this without ever telling me.
Grandma, how could you not know? This is a fortune.
How could he keep such a secret? She had no memory of any of it.
They stared at each other across the box, the enormity of Thomas's secret settling in. Emma sifted deeper and pulled out a current rental contract, the ink still fresh.
Grandma, look at this. The brownstone is rented for $42,000 a month.
$42,000 each month for decades, and she never saw a penny. Where did it go?
She stepped into the corridor and called the property management company listed on the paper.
This is Catherine Reed. I am the owner of the Park Avenue brownstone you manage.
The manager confirmed her ownership, but revealed an accountant named Harold Finch had handled every payment.
Harold Finch. She'd never heard that name. Someone had been intercepting her money. Emma, an accountant named Harold Finch, has been managing the rent. I've never met him.
Then we find him. He has answers we need.
As she hung up, the name Harold Finch burned into her mind. A new door had opened. Back at Catherine's kitchen table, Emma searched for Harold Finch's accounting firm while Catherine paced.
Finch and Associates. Address in Midtown. Looks like a one-man operation.
Give me the number. I am calling him right now.
She dialed with the same steadiness she'd used for decades as a nurse, masking the flutter in her chest.
This is Catherine Reed. I need to review accounts related to my late husband's estate. Can I come in tomorrow?
The receptionist sounded flustered, but booked her for 10 o'clock. Harold Finch would be waiting.
Why didn't Thomas tell me? He must have had a reason to hide it all these years.
Whatever his reason, we'll find out together. You are not alone in this.
Catherine gathered the deed and rental contract into a folder, gripping it until her knuckles whitened.
Tomorrow, the truth. No more lies, no more secrets.
The next morning, Catherine and Emma took a taxi to Park Avenue and stood before the brownstone, the very address from the deed.
Thomas promised her a future. She never dreamed it would look like this.
Grandma, it's like something from a film. Can you believe we're really here?
A brass plaque read, "Private office" beside the door, and the intercom stayed stubbornly silent.
Let's find the property manager. He must be somewhere inside.
A maintenance worker directed them to a basement office, where a flustered property manager confirmed her ownership but insisted he needed written authorization to disclose any financial details.
I'll return with the proper papers. You'll see. This is my property, and I will get the records.
They stepped back onto Park Avenue, the weight of Thomas's secret pressing on her heavier than before.
Why would he hide a fortune from her? The answer had to be in Harold Finch's files. Tomorrow morning, Harold Finch will give us the truth.
The next morning, Catherine stepped into Finch and Associates, a cramped office reeking of stale coffee and old paper.
Mr. Finch, I want every record for the brownstone on Park Avenue. Now.
I don't know what you mean. That account is closed.
As Catherine slammed the deed onto his desk, the sound cutting through his lies.
Don't lie. This deed proves I own it, and you've been managing the rent.
Mrs. Reed, please. Your daughter Sandra brought a power of attorney. She said you approved it.
A forged power of attorney. Show me the documents.
Trembling, Harold opened a drawer and handed over a file with Sandra's signature.
30 years of income, stolen by her own daughter. The betrayal was absolute.
She copied every page, her resolve hardening. This would end in court. Back in her kitchen, Catherine spread the bank statements across the table, the numbers blurring as tears filled her eyes.
Over $3 million, month after month, right into Sandra's account.
She called Emma, her voice barely a whisper, and asked her to come home immediately.
Grandma, what is it? You look like you've seen a ghost.
The bank statements. Sandra, your mother has been stealing from me for years.
What? How much? What do you mean?
Over $3 million. She forged documents to take control of the brownstones' rent.
You have to go to the police. This is theft, fraud. She can't get away with this.
Images of Sandra, as a child, laughing on the beach, flashed in her mind. How had she turned into this?
The proof lay before her, but so did the memory of the girl she once held. Justice and love waged a silent war as she stared at the numbers. The phone rang late that evening, and Catherine knew who it was before she picked up.
Mom, the consignment shop called. You took the dress. Are you trying to humiliate me?
The dress was never yours to sell, Sandra, but I found something more interesting. The brownstone on Park Avenue.
A long silence crackled on the line, then a forced laugh.
A brownstone? What are you talking about? You are confused, Mom.
I have the deed. I have your forged power of attorney. I know about the $3 million you stole.
Sandra's tone curdled from denial to venom.
You think you can prove anything? You are an old woman who doesn't know what day it is. No one will believe you.
Catherine ended the call, her hands steadier now, the last tie severed.
Call the police, Emma. We're filing a report tonight.
An hour later, Catherine and Emma walked through the precinct doors, a thick folder of evidence clutched to Catherine's chest.
I need to report an ongoing fraud and theft totaling over $3 million.
They were led to a detective's cramped office, where a weary-eyed woman reviewed the forged documents and bank statements.
These were hidden by my late husband. My daughter forged documents to steal the rental income.
The detective's expression darkened as she read. Then she nodded and opened a formal investigation file.
I'll sign whatever you need. I want her held accountable.
We have everything they need. The bank records, Harold's statement, it's all there.
When the complaint was stamped, Catherine felt the strange certainty of an irreversible step, righteous and terrifying.
No going back. But maybe that was the point. Finally moving forward.
They walked back into the night, the first real phase of the secret closing behind them. The next morning, Harold Finch's full confession landed on the detective's desk, and by afternoon, Catherine and Emma sat across from an estate attorney.
I want the brownstone placed in an irrevocable trust for Emma. She's the only one I trust to carry Thomas's legacy.
Grandma, this is too much. I am not sure I am ready for something this big.
Your grandfather hid it to protect our future. I am protecting yours now. He would have wanted this.
The attorney explained that the trust would shield the property from any legal claim Sandra might attempt.
Then I'll accept it. But I promise to honor Grandpa's memory in that place.
Catherine signed the deed of transfer, and the brownstone officially moved into the trust, a fortress against the daughter who had tried to steal it.
Finally, something of Thomas's stays in the right hands.
As they left the office and walked through the brownstone's doors, Catherine felt a sense of control she hadn't grasped since the dress vanished.
One more step. We have to see this through to the end.
3 days later, the detective called. The warrant was issued. Catherine asked one thing, to be there when they came.
Emma, we're going to your mother's apartment. I need to see this through.
They parked a block away and waited in the corridor, watching 2 officers knock on Sandra's door. The door swung open. Sandra's face shifted from confusion to terror when she saw Catherine behind the officers.
Mom? What is this? You can't do this.
An officer read her rights while she struggled, her protest turning into a scream as the handcuffs clicked shut.
That dress was mine to sell. You are ruining my life, you interfering old woman.
Catherine didn't move. She stood in the corridor, her expression unreadable, as if watching a stranger. Sandra was dragged past her, still shouting threats, her voice trailing down the stairwell.
The girl she raised was gone. This was justice, but it felt nothing like victory.
The morning after the arrest, Catherine walked alone into the quiet of a small chapel, sitting in the back pew.
She didn't pray for vengeance, only for the strength to see this through without losing herself.
Later that day, Emma arrived at the house and helped Catherine organize the trial evidence into labeled folders.
Grandma, you did the right thing. Mom made her choices. Now it's about protecting what Grandpa left.
In a police conference room, Harold Finch sat across from Catherine, hands trembling, barely able to meet her eyes.
Mrs. Reed, I am sorry. I was a coward. She threatened my practice. Please let me make it right.
I won't press charges against you, Harold, but I need your sworn testimony. Everything you know.
Harold nodded, tears in his eyes, and agreed to testify, sealing Sandra's fate with his own words.
One less battle. The trial was coming, and she would be ready.
That evening, she sat with Emma by the brownstone, watching the city lights flicker on, and for the first time in weeks, her heart felt less heavy. Months later, the courtroom was silent. As Catherine Reed took the stand, her voice steady but low.
I found the envelope in the lining of my wedding dress. My husband had hidden it there 53 years ago.
Sandra's attorney rose, painting Catherine as forgetful, but the judge overruled every insinuation.
My memory is clear. My daughter stole $3 million from a trust she never mentioned.
Harold Finch testified next, his guilt breaking through as he described the forged documents.
They have all the proof. She can't lie her way out of this.
The jury deliberated for 2 hours before returning with a verdict of guilty on all counts. Sandra's face drained of color. She turned to glare at her mother, but found only sorrowful eyes.
No joy in this, only the ghost of the girl she'd once held, the daughter she lost.
The judge set sentencing for 6 months out, but the hardest part was already over. Catherine left the courtroom without looking back. After the verdict, Catherine turned her attention to the brownstone, her husband's secret gift.
It needs to feel like a home, a place where his memory lives, not just a property.
I'll help you with everything. We can make this place a tribute to Grandpa.
The wedding dress, still inside its garment bag, was taken to a textile conservator who specialized in vintage silk.
It's more than fabric. My husband touched this dress on our wedding day. Please treat it with care.
Over several weeks, the yellowed silk was stabilized, the lace repaired stitch by stitch, and the gown began to glow again.
Soon, it will hang where it was always meant to be, the heart of the brownstone.
A finished shadow box arrived at the brownstone, the dress suspended as if in a gentle dance, leaning against the foyer wall.
Tomorrow, we hang it, right there, facing the light.
He would be proud of what you've done.
The next morning, Catherine and Emma arrived early, the foyer washed in pale gold light.
Lift it gently, just a little higher on the left. There, that's where it belongs.
The shadow box settled against the wall, and the dress seemed to breathe again after all those years.
Grandma, it's beautiful. It looks like it's floating.
Catherine pulled a small brass plaque from her pocket and fixed it to the wall beneath the frame. It read, Catherine and Thomas Reed, the 12th April 1971.
April 12th, 1971. The day he promised me forever.
She stepped back, and Emma took her hand. They stood in silence, the foyer now complete.
Thank you, Thomas, for protecting me until the very end.
The foyer felt full now, not just of light, but of a love that had outlasted secrets, betrayal, and time. Weeks later, in the lawyer's office, Catherine signed the final trust documents, transferring the brownstone irrevocably to Emma.
It's done. The property is yours, Emma. Held in trust, protected from anyone who would try to take it.
Grandma, I feel the weight of this. I won't let you down.
Then the lawyer handed her another document, a legal order, barring Sandra from ever setting foot on the premises.
No more looking over her shoulder. The boundary was finally drawn.
That afternoon, they walked through the brownstone together, sunlight streaming through the newly cleaned windows.
I see a library here, a garden room there. You'll tell me where you want your chair by the fire.
Anywhere you are, Emma. That's where I'll be.
Catherine felt the last knot in her chest loosen. Thomas's secret was no longer a burden, but a legacy.
The girl she'd lost could not overshadow the woman she still had. Emma would carry this forward.
Months later, Catherine often sat in the foyer at dusk, the wedding dress glowing in the afternoon light.
She never imagined this piece when she first saw the dress in that shop window.
Emma would find her there, bring tea, and sit on the bench beside her.
I never get tired of this view, Grandma. It's like he's still here.
He is, Emma. In every stitch. He planned it all so carefully.
Catherine leaned her head back, a faint smile on her lips.
She'd lost a daughter, but gained a future she never expected. Thomas had given them that.
What do you think he'd say if he saw us now?
He'd say it was all worth it. Every secret, every sacrifice.
And as the light shifted, the dress seemed to hold all the love that had carried them through. 1 year later, on the anniversary of Thomas's passing, Catherine returned to the brownstone alone.
The key, the map, the hidden box, all of it had led her right back to him.
A memory surfaced. Thomas on their wedding day, smiling at her as if she were the only woman in the world.
Thank you for protecting me until the end.
She stepped back, the echo of his love filling the silent foyer. Then she walked out the door, the warm afternoon sun greeting her. She was meeting Emma for tea, a new ritual in their shared future. And inside the foyer, the wedding dress caught the light, still holding its promise. The brownstone stood behind her, no longer just Thomas's secret, but their safe harbor. And as the afternoon sun gilded the brownstone's facade, the story of a dress and a secret came to a gentle close.